Good morning. I am Sharda Gurung, and today I am going to briefly discuss about the critical role of collaborative partnerships with families and communities in supporting young children's holistic development within the Australian early childhood service context. This partnership play a vital role to ensure culturally inclusive practice, intentional teaching, and development of inclusive and responsive learning experience plan. I will also outline some of the possible ways to develop, promote, and maintain effective partnerships with families and communities based on relevant literature to support my discussion. So, importance of collaborative partnerships in Australian early childhood education. Collaborative partnerships with families and communities is one of the foundations to build inclusive learning environment where children can feel safe, heard, and included, which ensures their holistic development. There is also a statement in Early Years Learning Framework (EYLF). Learning outcomes are most likely to be achieved when early childhood educators work in partnership with families, showcasing the importance of collaborative partnerships in early childhood education. The word 2009. Therefore, this is necessary to work together with families and communities to help and support children to reach their full potential. As families are the child's first and most influential educators, they could provide most useful insights and instrumental information regarding children's interest, strength, needs, and cultural background. This will enable educators to create responsive and inclusive learning environment catering to the needs of children from diverse cultural or socio-economic background. Communities are also important partners which can play a vital role by providing resources and experiences that further promotes children's learning. For example, partnership with indigenous community can help understand Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders perspectives, aligning with the EYLF focus on cultural competence. This will enable educators to understand and support children learn about the history, culture, and their lives, and also incorporate in the learning experience. These partnerships foster a sense of belonging, leading to the social and economic emotional development of the children. So, number one, promote inclusion. Inclusive practice in classroom ensures that all the children from diverse cultural and linguistic background have equal access to learning opportunities. This is only possible through the collaborative partnerships and communication between educators, families, and communities. For example, engaging and communicating with family members of children with additional needs allows educators to gather enough information with which they can tailor their inclusive learning plan experience and promote participation. Duns and Dumser 2007 have highlighted the importance of family-centered practices where family members actively take part in decision making and planning to enhance inclusion and participation of children with special needs. Promote learning. Number two, promote learning and development. Families' participation helps educators to understand children's home context and their interest more accurately. This will assist educators to build upon children's existing knowledge and interest, ensuring meaningful learning and experiences in childcare center. For instance, a family sharing their child's fascination and liking about dinosaurs can inspire educators to design dinosaurs-themed learning experience, fostering their cognitive and literacy development. McNaughton and William 2009 further highlighted that such continuity between families' home and child center strengthen children's active participation during learning experience. However, such continuity is only possible through collaborative partnerships and meaningful communication between families, educators, and service center. Thus, collaborative partnership between families and educators is important for the holistic development of the children. Collaborating and partnering with local and cultural organizations or organizing different cultural events or activities could also enrich children's learning, such as exposure leads to diverse experiences, promoting their cognitive, social, and cultural development. For instance, Collaborating with local art gallery and taking children for art exhibition might introduce children to creative expression, aligning with the EYLF's outcome of children being confident and involved learners. Number three, promote networking and connection. Active participation of families in decision making increases their confidence and enable them to advocate for their child's interests and needs. Community engagement and social gathering also serve as hub for connection and support. Henderson and Mapp 2002 showed that building strong collaborative partnership between families and school leads to improved community trust and in active parental involvement, forming a network of support for child learning. So, strategies for effective partnership. While building collaborative partnership with families may take longer and may be much more challenging, there are some of the important and effective strategies that could be implemented to build trust and respectful relationship between families and early childhood service center. I have discussed some of these strategies in detail below. Number one, being trustful and respectful relationship. Trust is the first step towards building effective partnership. Educators should approach families and communities with a sense of respect towards their culture background, customs, values, and interests. Educators are also encouraged to constantly reflect on the process of stabilizing and maintaining trust in families and evaluate if the reciprocity within the relationship is working for all the parties involved. The EYLF has also noted that partnerships are based on mutual respect and equality, emphasizing the importance of trust in building effective partnerships. Some of the effective partner practical strategies are active listening. It is important to actively listen to families to understand their concern, their goals, and their cultural values. This can be done through regular, open-ended conversation with families or scheduling regular meetings with them. Inclusive practice and cultural sensitivity. Prior to building trust, it is important to make families feel safe and included. This can be done by acknowledging and celebrating cultural diversity through inclusive practices, such as organizing multicultural events or including multilingual resources in service centers. Another is maintain transparency. Being transparent and sharing information about service policies, child progress, curriculum, and expectations also helps to build trust between families and educators. Two-way communication. Respectful two-way communication is essential for collaborative partnership. As Epstein 2011 identified, communication is a key element in enhancing collaboration and understanding between families and educators or service center. Some of the most used strategies to maintain effective two-way communication include multiple communication method. It is more effective to consider different communication methods such as newsletter, email, face-to-face meeting, etc., depending on the family's preferences. Frequent update. One of the effective ways to maintain partnership with families is to make frequent updates to their children's learning and progress through informal chats, short meeting discussion. This will make them feel informed and involved in creating their children's future. Feedback opportunities. Staying positive and inviting families' feedback foster a sense of ownership, which will further strengthen partnership. This can be done by using surveys, checklists, or suggestion boxes. Number three, families' involvement in decision making. Constant involvement of families in decision making for their children empowers them and makes sure their needs are met. Some of the practical approaches included parent committee, creating advisory groups of families who are directly involved and contribute to service policies or planning, child center approach and individualized plan, invite and collaborate with families to develop learning plans for their children, mostly for children with additional needs, increase families' involvement, capacity and skills to support children's learning and holistic development. Number four, collaborative with broader community. Collaborating with large group of community can also improve and strengthen partnerships. Some of the ways are partnering with the local organizations such as libraries, culture groups, health and education services for funding resources, manpowers, or skills. Building connection via community events such as cultural festival, families day out, welcoming volunteering from community members to share their motivational stories, skills for the enriching children's experiences. Number 5, sustainable partnership. It requires continuous evaluation and effort to maintain partnerships. According to McNaughton and William 2009, regular reflection is essential to maintain effective partnerships. Thus, some of the strategies to ensure their reflective practices are professional development, ensure educators are well trained to enhance families' engagement and competent enough to understand that culture. This ensures sustained, instrumental, effective, and high-quality two-way interactions. Evaluation and updating practices. Routinely take feedback from families and assess or evaluate the effectiveness of collaborative partnerships with families. Acknowledgement of families and community contributions. Regularly give recognition to families to acknowledge their contribution, to give our thank you poster, newsletter, or organizing thank you events. Challenges and solution. Despite numerous benefits from collaborative partnership, there are also challenges such as time constraint, differences in expectation, cultural misunderstanding to maintain it. This can be addressed by the management of time. Try to accommodate busy families' schedule by opting to flexible meeting times or virtual meetings. Cultural training and education. Ensure educators are educated and trained well enough to navigate cultural differences sensitively. Establish clear goals and expectations. Sorry. Define clear shared goals through meetings with families to ensure the expectations perfectly align with both parties involved. So, in conclusion, for children to be included, learn and thrive in Australian early childhood services, collaborative partnerships with families and communities are essential. All parties involved gain from this collaboration, and all also promote responsive and inclusive practices in learning settings. Through trust, effective communication, decision making, proper interactions, and community and family and sustainable effort, it is also possible for Australian early childhood services to maintain sustainable collaborative partnership with families and communities. Thank you. And here are some references. Thank you so much.